Happy hap hap hap. Happy hap hap hap. Ew. Ew. Yeah, it's I, obviously, Callie with a K, that diagnosed mom, not to be confused with the diagnosed mom, as I'm sure I'm not the only one. What's good? It's been a minute. There's been a lot of shit literally going on. Gone through all the procedures, done all the stuff. Let's see, to get you caught up a bit. Colonoscopy, endoscopy, and pill cam are done. Just waiting on results for pill cam. They found a word that I can't pronounce. Starts with an L. It's like lymphatic, I don't know, gastritis in my biopsy or from my biopsies, and basically it's another thing that causes, like, the symptoms are abdominal pain, nausea, like Crohn. It's caused by my Crohn's. I don't know. I don't even know. Like, all I know is that the symptoms of it are just another thing that causes those symptoms. Like, I have my Crohn's, I have my ulcers, I got that, I had E. coli, I just don't know. And food front, I have a plan. I'll share my plan, right? So basically, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday are, like, during the day, are liquid diet. And then Tuesday nightish into Wednesday day, I can have, like, fish, right? So, like, more of the protein or whatever. And then I can transition into light food, which would be like yogurt, applesauce, that kind of stuff after that. So the reason for that is, as long as we have someone for the kids, I feel confident eating more solid food. And then just doing light food coming back into the week, because my goal is to be able to, like, be with the kids, be with our kiddos. I miss them. Oh, how I miss them. And I know they miss me, and they've seen too much. I just hope they don't remember, like, any of this. I mean, I know logically they probably won't, but mom guilt, mom brain, my brain. It took a lot for me to even record this episode. I've been feeling kind of just, like, unmotivated, and I realized part of that was because my meds are changing, and so I know that's can cause things. Like, my citalopram for my anti-anxiety med got decreased, and then they added a new one that's supposed to be an anti-anxiety med, and it helps me sleep, but the side effect of that is hunger. And my doctor said that that would help me to not be afraid to eat, and I'm just like, I'm not afraid to eat. It's literally just cause and effect. Like, when I eat, there's pain, which leads to not being capable of doing anything. So it's not that I'm afraid to eat, I just know what's going to happen when I eat. So that's been a bitch. Like, hunger is a bitch. I am, like, obviously, I feel very fortunate to never have been in the situation where food is not available, but the constant feel of not being, it's a word. I know the word, so I know how to spell it. I just pronouncing is a struggle. But it's not satiated, but, like, I can't make the hunger go away. Like, what is the word? Oh my gosh, I can't satiate the hunger. Brain not working. You know what I'm saying? I can't make the hunger go away no matter how much I eat, and that's a problem. And it took me a hot minute to get used to that, but I can get used to. I'm better with it now. Like, I'm able to. I'm so sorry. I'm able to go through the hunger a lot better and just kind of manage it. And it's just like, when it first started happening, I was so baffled. I've just never had a problem fighting hunger to make sure I did what I needed to do to get my stomach better. And then all of a sudden I was having a problem and just, like, wanting everything. It was like, I think I talked about this med already, and I know I did because I'm pretty sure I mentioned it's like being on your period, or the week before your period, just constantly. You just, like, want it all. But, it's Better now. We're doing great. My sleep is good because of it. So it's like win some, you lose some, I guess. I'm still taking the steroid 3 times a day. And I had to listen to Crohn's is a Bitch Part 1, like just the end of it, to figure out where I was in my Crohn's journey. And I realized I didn't explain things as I was talking, which I guess is kind of normal just because my brain just fires and goes everywhere. But now I might be having listeners who like don't know me and haven't like grown up with me or seen me. Shout out to, oh, don't hate my brain for this, Crystal and Wood. Is that what it was called? Oh, I don't know. But it's in Southwest Iowa. It's in Creston, Iowa, and it's a little shop in the Imperium building. Um, and it is the best shop ever. It's where I got these, and they were handmade by the owner, and this necklace, which is fluorite, which I'm having things that are helping my brain. I have turned holistic in certain aspects, and I'm hoping to gain more knowledge and practice doing things like that. So like I'm really gonna try to do yoga, some meditation, gonna get my chakra shit figured out, gonna get my crystal shit figured out. Crystals are just really pretty also. And the I think she's already, I don't even know if she's listened to this one yet, but I think she went through quite a few of them already. But the other, oh, what was her name? Oh, I don't remember her name, but she was so funny. She was so cool. But the other person that worked there, she was talking to me about her crystals and the one she vibes with, and I ended up telling them about my podcast, and she said she was going to look me up and follow me. So shout out to just both of you because y'all are amazing, and their vibe was just great, and their store is beautiful. I highly recommend going to check it out, even if you're not within a half hour. I used to have to drive a half hour every day just to get to like a gas station. Well, no, that's false. Not every day. So I drove 15 minutes to school, but the closest like grocery store was a half hour. So not every day, but if I wanted to do anything, like Walmart was south, it probably still is, the hangout. You just went and you just hung out at Walmart. Great place to people watch as well. Um, what got me started into this conversation is part of the reason I'm over explaining things. I forget, and then I leap, and then I jump into a whole nother conversation. Yeah. So I didn't explain a lot of things, and what I wanted to explain was, I don't remember, but I'm gonna try to do better this time. Also, again, I've been videoing these last few episodes, and I've been uploading them to YouTube on my channel, That Diagnosed Mom. Uh, I don't remember if I had to shorten it for YouTube. I'll have to look into it. I'm really bad at this whole like subscribe, go follow me, yada yada yada. I'm just really bad at it. But apparently I need to make sure I do that if I eventually want this to be what I want it to be. you know? Which is a platform where I can help educate and spread awareness and create a community, because like it would be so cool if this someday helped, like was a source of income so that I could do the things I really want to do. And once my stomach gets figured out, it's not even just my stomach. I feel like it's just my body. Do you know how many times I've shat in the shower recently? And it wasn't a Bex because it didn't like explode, luckily. But do you know how many times I've shat in the shower? Because it just like, I think I'm done. And then it's like, oh, I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make it. And we've talked about this, but your girl don't have solid poops. They're all liquid. But like, what am I supposed to do? I'm about to, my mom and I were chatting, and we was talking about putting a toilet in the shower, and I think it's a good opportunity. But then I'm like, I have a bidet that I just isn't set up yet, and I think I've had it for a few years, actually for maybe three. So my in-laws are from Northwest Iowa, and so we would do a trip up there every year, and we stayed in an Airbnb that had a bidet in their toilet, and I was just like so happy about it, and it just like life changing for someone who bexes all the time, right? And so then that year I asked for one for Christmas, and I got one. And so I've had it for a while, and we just haven't done it. And I also have a toilet light that I haven't like put in there. It changes colors. But then I'm like, if it's in the toilet, what if I Bex all over it, you know? Like, and then will it be poop light? Will it be a poop light? Oh, I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot going on. Also, I've had caffeine and not food. I need to drink my water, speaking of. Um, so yeah, it's been wild. And that pill cam I just got done with. So that was it's probably the third one I've had, I think. At least, yeah, definitely the third. And you just swallow it and you're supposed to like not do too crazy of things, but you just do normal day things and then return it the same day. And you eventually poop it out, but it literally just goes through your whole body. And the first one I had done in high school, and my if you haven't listened to other ones, I have two dads, stepdad and bio dad. Real dad isn't like a thing because I think they're both real dads. Um, but I call them Dadar and Dadum because one's first name starts with R and one starts with M. Dadar is the one that I grew up with at like home with my mom. Dadum is obviously bio dad. So Dadar, for whatever reason, wanted to keep the pill. Golly forbid wanting to reuse that. But no, that wasn't the plan. He just wanted to keep it. And to be fair, it's kind of crazy that like they could make a camera in a pill that you swallow and it like goes through your body and it blinks and stuff, whatever. This man wanted me to not flush any toilet in our house if I pooped in it so that he could look in it and see if and find the pill. What? And part of the reason he could find it in the first place was because it was blinking. But I shat you not, this man had 3 wooden spoons from the frickin' kitchen and went into the toilet and dug through it and got it out and then cleaned the pill and put it back in the case that it came in and it started blinking again. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, what do you mean? And this whole time, right, that story had been told multiple times. This whole time, I thought my husband knew that Dadar just did it because he just wanted to. Like, he just wanted the pill. He wanted the camera because who doesn't want to dig through their daughter's shit to get a camera? um, and I thought he knew that, but no, 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 no. He thought that they needed it back, that the doctor needed that pill camera back, and that's why Dadar did it. And so then when he found out that I didn't go digging through my shit to try to find the camera to return, he was like, "Oh, you didn't do that?" And I was like, "No, why would I do that?" And he was like, "Don't they need it back?" And I was like, "Do you think that Dadar did that because the doctor needed it back?" And then it was just like, no, 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 no. That man's just wanted to dig through some shit to get the little cool camera. And he cleaned it very well, might I add. But yeah, no, I was not doing that. There's no way. I struggle still with getting samples. The only thing that makes a sample easier is that it's been liquid. So you're just like, like put it like a teacup. I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here is my handle. Here is the spout. And you can just like, that's the butthole, right? Butthole pours it out into the little weird seat toilet thing that the doctor gives you. And then you just pour it back into a sample thing. Not that you needed that visual, but you'll never hear that song and not think of a butthole Bexing. The teapot, the kettle, pour me out. Yeah, it's Bex. You're welcome. You're welcome. Sorry, not sorry. This is my daily life, so yeah. uh So yeah, I got new listeners and I have new followers. I'm up to 11, guys. I have 11 followers and 10 of them are listeners. That was a huge thing for a while. I felt like I think I had a few followers and not very many listeners because like who has time to listen to podcasts sometimes, you know? Um and that's totally fine. Like I just appreciate any support I can get. But yeah, let's keep it rolling. We're getting somewhere with my health. They haven't said anything. I have to wait for capsule results. But who knows how long that'll take. And other than that, I brush my teeth. Not that I don't do that, but I just don't really know anything else that's happening. which brushing your teeth doesn't really make sense either. I don't know. I have a lot of medicine I have to take. That might mess with my brain. Or the lack of food. The lack of food is probably what's happening right now. I feel that very high. No, I'm not high. Like, I feel that very much is what I is like. If you weren't watching my face, you couldn't see that, but I was smacking my head because face palm. I'm talking myself into circles. Okay. Point of this episode is Crohn's is a bitch, part 2. Where I left off was that I had to quit track. I stayed in volleyball. I did basketball a little bit longer, but alas, coaches can be a fickle of a thing. And I ended up quitting until my senior year, where I played basketball until after Christmas break because I had to have surgery to get my arm plate removed, which is still, I did have my husband touch it when we first met. Yeah, but it was out of my body. So it's kind of like the pill cam. Weird. Oh my gosh. Not the same, obviously. Like, I didn't poop out the plate. That would be weird. Um, but yeah, so that was senior year. But junior year, everything was back to normal, actually. So I missed out my sophomore year because of my arm. So missed out sports in my sophomore year because of my arm. And that was also when I got diagnosed with Crohn. So that was just like a double whammy. And then junior year was my comeback. If you smell it, smells like a comeback. If I'm around, if you smell something, it's probably shit that got stuck in my pants because I sneezed. So I either snarted or I laughed and sharted. Did we decide what that was going to be called? Laughed? Laughed? Did? Sure. Lasharded. 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 Oh my god, I need to stop. I need to eat something. That's what's going on. I'm so sorry. This one's so weird. Crohn's journey went up 2.5 hours every 8 weeks to get my infusion, which was Remicade, and then we had to slowly like increase the amount, and then I ended up having to start going every 6 weeks because I was starting to feel it stop working, which I know I talked about before. So that kept happening, and then typically the children's hospital in the town where I was at for my infusions, that doctor would have kept me through college, even though like I'm an adult after 18. That's just how they did things. And I would have probably done that, but it got to the point where I was at college and then I made it through first semester and I almost finished my freshman year up in Northwest Iowa at the school and college, but I had a big old flare up and I ended up in the hospital. Ended up had to medically withdraw and I wasn't allowed. They didn't allow me to finish my classes online. So like I was literally like a month away from my finishing my freshman year and all those credits just went to like shit. But after that I couldn't keep going to that doctor because I mean that was like 2.5 hours away from home after I had to leave college and stay at home, medically withdraw, all that fun stuff. So since then until I mean the past couple years, things were just kind of similar to random flare ups. And then I didn't really, it's not that I didn't care, but I just, didn't take as good, I didn't pay attention to what I was eating and what it was going to be doing to my body. And instead, just like suffered consequences if I knew they were going to come. Whereas once I had our daughter, I knew that I needed to start paying attention. And that was kind of when, so after I gave birth to her, I stopped being able to eat pork and beef. Basically, any red meat I kind of stay away from, and then gluten. So I haven't had those things. Gluten, I think I've probably randomly had, but not totally intentionally. There's just sometimes that you eat something and you didn't know, but I've gotten a lot better about paying attention to that now. But then during pregnancy, your body gives itself the things that like good things. So I was actually during the 3rd trimester of both pregnancies able to eat whatever I wanted. That was dangerous. Might I add, Krispy Kreme donuts for the win. I have like a list of things that I would eat again, like because I think we're gonna have more kids in the future. So I have a list, and Krispy Kreme donuts are like one of the big things, and then my mom's home cooked like meatloaf, and like I like can envision it like meatloaf, mashed potatoes with butter, and Lowry's green beans. Like I just want that meal so bad. It was so good, and I miss it. I might be able to get back to it someday. Who knows? But yep, that I can't have like a rare steak when I'm pregnant, obviously, but I do miss that. Bacon, really fatty, greasy bacon. That's another thing on there. And I don't think I'd need like those things. I think I could just eat like once and be okay. But like Krispy Kreme donuts, the next time I'm pregnant, we will be in a different spot financially where I can have a Krispy Kreme donut every morning. Goal. um, it's just, yeah. Let's see. I don't really know off the top of my head right now other things that I would eat. I'm sure, like, obviously there are things. I'm sure, honestly, sometimes I just crave McDonald's. So probably have like a burger, but I think Wendy's burgers are better. So I'll probably get one from Wendy's. Oh, I need to stop thinking about food. Okay. So yeah, medically withdrew, yada yada, got to pregnant. There's been so much. I think I'm just kind of burnt out of talking about all the things happening, and like I feel like my Crohn's is like the least of my problems right now because I have the ulcers and extra mucus and extra problems and like all these things, right? So it's just kind of it's kind of a brain fuck, definitely a mind fuck. So I I don't know. Like I'm doing everything I can, right? And so this new diet plan I think will help regulate things, but it's still really weird for me to think about how that shouldn't be how like my body needs more than just that. Um I can't just do liquid diet smoothie 75% of the week, you know what I mean? And then only eat like two solid things that other time. Like that doesn't it's not it's gonna work, but for me to like I want to get back to exercising, like is that gonna be enough to fuel my body for exercise? No. And it's terrifying because I fainted a couple weeks ago for the first time, like fully fainted, like shook uncontrollably and fell, and blacked out and couldn't hear or see anything. And it was terrifying because my son was in the room with me and we weren't alone, but my husband was going to the bathroom and he like looked our son loves to say, what doing, mama, what doing? And so he like I think had been asking that, and then I fell and finally became aware, and he was like, "Mama, what doing?" And I was just like, "Oh, nothing. Mom's fine." And then I had that flare up like a week and a half ago where I was in the middle of cooking their lunch and it hit, and I crumpled to the floor and was just laying on the floor. And our daughter brought me a pillow, and I was crying, and I don't like crying in front of the kids. I don't like them seeing, I mean, I want them to understand emotions. So I have no problem explaining their emotions, and like if I'm feeling a certain way, like I want them to understand, but I don't want them to see me in pain. Um, and she was just like, "Mama, why are you sad?" And I was just like, "Oh, yeah, I'm just sad, but I'm gonna be okay. I'm sad because our floor is fucking disgusting. Like when I was down there, it was so gross. We have lighter flooring, so it's like harder to see when we need to clean. And but good lord, do we need to clean? Oh my goodness." Um, but yeah, so she's just like she has such a caring kid. She brought me a pillow, she laid next to me for a bit. But yeah, so like those things have been happening and I don't really know what to do about it. And like I know now before I eat anything solid, I need to have drank Miralax during the day. I need to take my hyoscyamine, which is to help cramping pain. I need to take my Linzess either before or right after. And then I need to have Tylenol and anything else for like pain on hand. Because then that way, it should just move straight through me if I eat the proper things that won't upset it as much. So, like the fish, right? If I were to eat like gluten or anything like harder, like nuts or anything, I would get severe pain even with all of that, I think. But with fish, I think the pain would be moderate and it would go through easier. So, like, I have plans and I need to cook fruits and veggies, and I can do that. Um, but it's kind of a bitch. Like, I'm very much used to all of this being a part of my life, but it's very hard to remember that it's not normal. Like, this is not, I say it, I think, like every time, but I'm supposed to be having 3 solid poops a day, like solid, easy poops. It's not a thing for me. Is this like restart of a recording because I had to stop my earlier one, and it's actually 3:15 a.m. So instead of Genovia, like in Princess Diaries when they sing Genovia, I'm like over here singing Insomnia, Insomnia. Yeah, I don't even know why or how I'm still up. I think I'm anxious for tomorrow. It's kind of like it's like my first day of school, but it's my back to school, back to being a mom day. Because I don't have any pain, which is awesome. But I think I'm just anxious about it. I haven't, been able to do that in so long, and I don't know. I know I was talking about Crohn's, obviously, because that's what this one is, Crohn's Part 2. And I really just, I'm gonna grab a crystal because I'm fidgety. Um, I was talking about how in third trimester of my pregnancy, I was able to eat whatever I wanted. Oh, sorry. And how I had a list of like all the things I want to eat, and that's so valid and so true. And today, technically, I am hoping to start my habit list of a normal day. I actually think our daughter is awake, and so I may have to stop this and just restart if the hubs comes in. I think it'll be okay. I think we're okay. I'm just kind of in a state of blah. I don't really have words for, like, I'm feeling really confused when I have a good day because I can't seem to do one day at a time. My brain is like, I had a good day, so I'm good now. When in reality, that's false. Like, it's very unpredictable what's gonna happen. It seems to be anytime I eat solid food, it's a problem. But I have that new plan, so I'll only eat solid food when the kids aren't gonna be, or I'm not the only one able to take care of them, I guess. I completely destroyed my face today. I picked it so insanely, and I've been having like downer thoughts. Just, I think I'm just been anxious, and it's just that's the way I work it out, and I need to do better because I have fidgets and they help so much, and I have crystals and I have things that I can do with my hands. But I think I'm just like completely mind fucked and tired. But it's like at that point where I'm gonna have to get up in 3 hours, and I know if I sleep those 3 hours, I'll just be like more tired. So I'm gonna hold off to make coffee for 3 hours though, and I don't know. I don't know what to do, humans. Like, I I don't know. I don't think I've ever been speechless in my life. If you've listened this far, you obviously know I cannot shut up, even when I'm just talking to myself. But I just want anyone who's listening to this in their ear holes to know that I appreciate you, and whether you're one of my nurses from my procedures, or a person who works in a crystal shop, or a family member, or a best friend, or partner in life, you have helped me along this journey. And even though this journey seems to be never ending, I wouldn't feel like I was doing something good if it wasn't for the 11 followers that I had that maybe sometimes need to laugh, hear a shit joke, or just know that you're not alone, and that every day you wake up and every day you get out of bed, you did it. You know, you did it. You made that first step. I think I've decided I'm going to record affirmations and like motivation things on my phone to play every morning, because at the end of the day, I know I would end up staying in bed if I let myself. If I really wanted to, my husband would probably let me, my mom would let me, like anyone that was here would let me. And so if I'm feeling good, I need to be able to get myself in a position to get up on my own and get through the day. And fuck, the energy I don't have is insane. It's so bizarre. Like, hypercali is now just anytime I'm able to eat food, because I lack the energy except for when I eat food. And it's just insane. Moral of the story is I was wanting to thank all of you because you've all helped my brain, whether it was a once meeting, like a one time passing, or the nurses that helped with my procedures, that I won't see again until other procedures, which I hope I don't happen for a while, because fuck that colonoscopy prep, man. Ugh, salty, like, oh, it makes me want to vomit just thinking about it. Um, I don't even, yeah, just thank you, because y'all gave me apple juice and someone else gave me crystals, and then I got the cousin and the family members and best friends and mother-in-law and aunt-in-law, and just like so many people that support me and love me and are here for me. And it's hard to like not feel guilty, but they're still there. Like, they're still here, and this has been going on since November. So I just have to remember that, it's not all up to me, and I am okay asking for the help that I might need. And I am sleep deprived, so I apologize. But I don't know. I have a sticker on my computer that says, "You did not wake up today to be a weak ass bitch." And like, I don't take it as an aggressive thing. I take it more as a like, I'm my own worst enemy anymore when like I'm not in pain. So I just, you know, gotta get up, and go. But wish me luck. Um, I know this is kind of a weird ending to that Crohn's is a bitch part 2, but if you need any, like, just anything to help you get going, this is it for you. I can do that for you. You are here. You've made it. You've conquered. You are alive. You're breathing. You got up. You did something, even if it's just putting headphones in your ear holes or pressing play. You did it. You are worth it, and people love you and support you. And if you feel like you don't have that, you do. Even if it's me, even if it's just me, I'm here. I hear you. I see you. I appreciate you. And you are making a difference. So, if anything else, just know that you are affecting my life in a positive way. And I appreciate that. So, I'm going to merge these two things that I recorded and hopefully get this posted potentially today, maybe this morning. Who knows? Camera quality is real shitty. Don't really know how to fix that. Might just be the lighting. I don't really care. It's how it is. But I love you all, and I'll see you. Well, you'll hear me, and maybe I'll see you next time. So, keep your earphones in your ear holes and keep your eyeballs on the eyeballs. Bye.